Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
Okay, great. So today we're talking all about small language models, SLMs.
SLMs, yeah.
I think this is going to be a really interesting one, especially with businesses trying to figure out how to, use AI strategically.
Definitely. It's a hot topic.
Yeah, and we've got Grant McGaugh's ebook here, The Strategic Value of Small Language Models, to help us break it all down.
Excellent read. Lots to unpack there.
Oh yeah, definitely. So the big idea here is, can businesses really benefit from AI without, breaking the bank or putting their data at risk?
Right, because that's the big fear for a lot of companies.
Exactly. So that's where these SLMs come in, right?
That's right. It's like instead of these giant one-size-fits-all AI models.
The LLMs.
Yeah, the LLMs, which, they have their place, but SLMs are more like specialized tools.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's about precision then.
Precisely. They're trained for specific tasks, which makes them incredibly efficient. And that specialization has some major security advantages too.
Okay, so let's talk about security for a minute.
Sure. So with LLMs, you're dealing with these massive data sets, right? Tons of data. And that makes them a prime target for breaches.
Yeah, I could see that.
But with SLMs, the data footprint is much smaller. They're trained on very specific data sets relevant to the task, so the risk is significantly reduced.
Makes sense. And that's going to be huge for industries like, say, healthcare or finance, where data privacy is paramount.
Absolutely. Compliance is a major driver for SLM adoption in those sectors.
Okay, so we've got precision, we've got security, there's also the cost factor. And honestly, when I read this ebook, I was blown away. McGaugh talks about like 80% cost reductions.
Yeah, up to 80%. It's significant.
80% compared to LLMs.
Yeah, because think about it. You're not dealing with a massive infrastructure, the computational power that you need for those huge LLMs. Plus, the training process itself is much more targeted, less data, fewer resources needed.
So lower upfront costs, lower operating costs.
Exactly. And that makes them much more appealing, especially for businesses with limited budgets.
Okay, so let's get practical here. What are some real-world examples of how these SLMs are being used?
Oh, there are tons. McGraw has some great examples in the book.
Yeah, what were some of the ones that jumped out at you?
Well, in finance, for example, they're using SLMs to detect fraudulent transactions.
Wow, in real time.
Yeah, so it's like having this super-powered fraud detection system working 24/7.
That's wild. And what about healthcare? I know that was a big one in the ebook.
Oh, yeah, big time. In healthcare, you've got SLMs streamlining medical documentation, making sure everything's compliant with regulations.
Which frees up doctors to spend more time with patients, right?
Theoretically, yes. Less paperwork, more patient care.
I like the sound of that.
Me too. And in manufacturing, there are some really interesting applications too. Predictive maintenance to reduce downtime.
Oh yeah, I've read about that.
And using SLMs to create multilingual documentation so they can reach those global markets.
It's really incredible what these things can do.
It is, but the best part is that McGaugh doesn't just talk about the what. He gives you a clear roadmap for implementation.
Oh, that's great. So walk us through that a bit.
Sure. He calls it a 3-phase framework. Starts with assessment. So you're figuring out what specific problems can be solved using SLMs.
Okay.
Then comes deployment. That's where you choose the right SLM model and integrate it into your existing systems.
Makes sense.
And then scaling. So how do you expand SLM usage across the whole organization?
Okay, so it's a very structured step-by-step approach.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be this big, scary technological leap.
That's good to know, but even with a framework, I imagine it can be tough figuring out which SLM vendor to go with.
Oh, absolutely. There are a lot of options out there, but McGaugh provides some great criteria for evaluating vendors in the ebook.
What are some of those criteria?
Well, things like their expertise in your specific industry, their track record with SLM deployments, their ability to support you through the whole process.
Okay, so it's really about finding the right partner.
Definitely. You want someone who understands your needs and can help you navigate the SLM landscape.
Now, looking ahead, I'm curious about the longevity of these SLMs. AI is evolving so rapidly.
Right, but that's actually something McGaugh addresses in the ebook.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he talks about these new fine-tuned hybrid models that are combining the strengths of SLMs and LLMs.
Interesting.
And he also discusses advanced scalability options. So as your needs grow, your SLM solution can grow with you.
So there's a future-proofing element built in.
Exactly. Investing in SLMs is a smart move, even as the AI landscape continues to evolve.
I like that. He also talks about something that I think a lot of people overlook, which is the human element.
Right.
people can be resistant to adopting new technology.
Oh, absolutely. Change can be scary.
And he actually offers some advice on, promoting user acceptance, managing that change.
Yep. Practical strategies for scaling SLMs and getting everyone on board.
Very cool. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one big takeaway you'd leave our listeners with?
I think it's this. SLMs are a game changer. They're not just some niche technology. They represent a fundamental shift in how businesses can leverage AI.
And that's for better results, right?
For better, more measurable, more cost-effective results.
Absolutely. Now, for those of you listening, I want to leave you with a question to think about. If you could automate one specific task or challenge in your business and do it with pinpoint accuracy and efficiency, what would it be?
That's a good one.
Think about that as you're, considering the potential of SLMs. And of course, to really get into the nitty-gritty, be sure to check out Grant McGaugh's ebook, The Strategic Value of Small Language Models. It's packed with insights.
Definitely a must-read.
Until next time.
See ya.